Well, have a look at this. This is the Morton's old hotel. It's this fantastic old stone building out here in, well, pretty much the middle of nowhere. I'm in an old mining district here, and this old building has been used for a multitude of purposes over the years. It's, I think it at one stage was a shearing shed. It's certainly been a hotel. There's a sign over there. I'll have a look and check out what that says. But this district is a mining district, and it still is used today. There's a lot of claims all around here with fences all around them and all sorts of things. Private property keep out and all sorts of things. But anyway, I've discovered this place out here in the middle of nowhere, but I'm going to come back here tonight and shoot this under the Milky Way. Let's have a look around. All right, well, here's the sign that tells us a bit about the place. Morton's Welcome Inn, constructed 18 something, because it's got a bullet hole there. I can't read what it says. Miners, One Yarra, that's the district we're in here. Tipperary builders, transported from Ireland, November, something, I think it's 1817. And this is the guy who built the place, died, well, I can't tell because it's got another bullet hole all through it. So there we go. That's the history of the place. So one of the things I love about this structure is all of this old broken down timber fencing and the stonework that sort of surrounds it all. I think that will look great with some light painting. I'm just going to check out with photo pills now just to check out where the Milky Way core is going to be tonight. But I'm pretty certain it's going to be over, just over where the car is, over that side. So I'll just have a look though. All right, so here we are. I've got my Photo Pills app on the phone, and yeah, as I thought, the Milky Way core is going to come right down over the front of this building. Perfect. So I'll probably set my camera up just around here somewhere so that I've got a good perspective on this side of this wall with all of this beautiful timber work just down here, and maybe that gate. We'll just see what we can see, but it looks pretty promising. Wow, this is just awesome. I have a real fascination with old buildings, probably because they look so good under the light of the Milky Way. So I'm just going to check out around the district here, but I know just looking at what I can see here, this is going to look absolutely fantastic. Can't wait. Wow, so have a look inside. It's just awesome. It's still got the floor, the shearing shed floor over there, the slats. Over this side it's concrete. There's been a lot of people here over the years. There's writing on the inside walls. It's just sort of wired together. So I'd say it's endured a fair bit of, a few storms over the years, but it's still holding up quite nicely. What a beautiful building. So what I'll probably do here is put one of my Z96 video lights in here to give it a bit of a warm glow, maybe to give it that sort of lived-in look, which I like to do. So I think I'll do that, and the glow will just sort of come out the door and the windows and maybe through the cracks in the wall. So that'd be great. Oh, have a look at this. There's even a fireplace in here. Just awesome. Now I'm looking here from the northeastern direction, facing towards the southwest. And I'm showing you this view because I was here about 6 to 8 months ago with 2 other photographers. And we actually shot this building at night with the Milky Way core setting down in the sky in the southwest there. And I remember thinking to myself back then, I've got to come back here when the core is over in the eastern sky. And the reason for that is because I think the view from the other side of the building is a little bit more attractive than what we're seeing from this side. However, I was pretty happy with that shot. Okay, well, I'm really pleased with this little building. I'm going to come back here, so it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll be back here tonight probably about 9:30, because that's about when the Milky Way is starting to come up over the top of these trees over there in the eastern sky. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a fantastic location with some light painting. So I'll see you a bit later on tonight. Well, I just had to take a bit of a break on the way home, so I dropped into the local bakery for a coffee. All right, well this time I am going home and I'll see you out there tonight. Okie dokie, well here we are back at the Morton's old hotel and it's about 8:30 in the evening. Beautiful clear night, so I'm just waiting for the Milky Way core to come up over there. So in the meantime I'm just going to set up my camera gear. I'm going to be shooting tonight with the Nikon Z6 with the Nikon 20mm f 1.8 lens. So I'll just go and set that up now and we'll see how we go with that. Okay, so I've got my Z6 set up here on the tripod. I'm going to be facing it straight down behind me there, and I'm going to get that pretty much a 3/4 side-on view of the old building here. Now my plan is to probably raise the tripod just a bit, just so I can get over the top of these little fences and wooden planks here in the foreground, because I want to be able to make sure I can see the detail in the timber. I think that's really important. Apart from that, I'm just going to light paint everything that's around here. We've had a bit of rain this last week, so the ground is pretty soft and slippery here, so I've got to be careful. But anyway, we'll set up and I'll see how we go with that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is level my camera. So I'm just going to come in, put the leveler on the back, get the green line across there like so, line it up. From this time onwards, the camera and tripod is not going to move. So through all the shots that I take, it's going to be exactly the same positioning. And that's very critical because I don't want any of these shots not to line up later on. Okay, so once I've got my camera set up where it is there, my next thing is to work out my light painting patterns and what I'm going to do there. I've got to wait for the core to rise up above those trees in the background. So what I'm going to do this time is do the light painting first, and then when the Milky Way is up in the right position, I'm going to shoot those shots off and we'll see how we go. Now, to do all of this and enable all of this, I've got a remote trigger. Now, I've showed you these before. I use them all the time to shoot away from where the camera is, so I don't have to keep coming back to the camera every time I take a shot. These are invaluable. They're wireless triggers, the Yongnuo RF603s, and I can operate these from, 20 or 30 meters away, no problems at all. Okay, well I showed you this fireplace earlier today, and what I often do is put an orange CTO light, which is in this case a Z96 video light, in this fireplace, and that the idea of that is just to make it look like there's a light or a fire emanating from where the fireplace was, to give the inside a bit of a warm, lived-in perspective. So I'll just place it in there and I'll take a shot and we'll see how we go. Okay, so what I've just taken is I've light painted all of the building, and I think that'll look pretty good. After that, the core came up behind those trees over there. So what I've done, I've recorded 10 10-second exposures at ISO 10,000 at f2.8. My intention is to stack the sky layers, 10 of them, in Sequator, and then that'll smooth out the noise and give me a better quality sky background image. So the foreground images that I shot here, I shot at f8, 20-second shutter speed at ISO 800. Now the reason I shot those at f8 was because there's a fair bit of distance between the front of the shot and the back of the shot, and I wanted to make sure my focus was pretty good right across the frame. So I've stopped down to f8. How can I do that? I can do that because the foreground isn't moving. The sky's moving, so I've got to shoot that very quickly. But the foreground, it's not going anywhere. So I can shoot that at a much more closed down aperture. It gives me the advantage of a very sharp image as well. So I'm pretty happy with how that's all going. Okay, well that brings us to a close. I've finished all of the light painting, finished all of the exposures, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Love it. So I've enjoyed my time out here under the stars at this old stone building. Really enjoyed it. It's been a good night. It's cold, but it's calm. There's no wind, and I always like calm nights. But as much as that, you know, I enjoyed coming here during the daylight hours, scoping out the property and having a good look around, because that gave me the best opportunity to work out the angles and the best angle that I was going to shoot tonight. So in effect, it saves me a lot of time when I get here. And of course, having a coffee and just driving around the countryside, what can beat that? So anyway, I'd be really pleased to hear your comments, suggestions, so just write them in the comments below. And other than that, I'll look forward to seeing you guys next time out under the stars. See you then.